They said governor lọ sí court láti lọ ṣe interpretation the Sharia panel tí wọ́n ṣe ní Ọ̀yọ́. But that is not my position. My position only pé tí ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ everywhere, we shouldn't encourage discourse, no matter how little.
You saw that video, right? Ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, most importantly, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ State. Yes, Seyi Makinde seems to be compromised. He said that they will allow Sharia courts to be established if it will help the Nigerian court to reduce the numbers of cases that they sort out. Nobody they support such flimsy agenda. Seyi Makinde, open your ears. Light here, go go. You hear me so? Nothing will replace the position of the Nigerian judiciary system in the guise of alternative dispute resolution mechanism. We say no. Seyi Makinde, I understand that you have an aspiration to become the president, and some people have told you, your advisors have told you that in 2027 you want to work against Sharia. Sultan, if you that is where it's going to sit for you. And then they will start using it as a campaign against you in the north that, this one, no. But we won't vote for him because he's against Sharia. They have told you, they are now deceiving you. We can see you are not changing your mouth. And Seyi Makinde, you are the one I'm talking to. So you are now having a rethink that let us have a Sharia court. Provided it is going to be within the ambit of the law, provided it will help to reduce the pressures on our courts. It is welcome. Is it not an alternative dispute resolution mechanism? These are the conversations that the Yorubas, those people that call themselves Yoruba conservatives, the Yoruba nationalists, these are what they should carry on their head like Dada. Because if you are not proactive to see that Seyi Makinde suddenly just changed his mouth, a man who is a Christian, married to an Akwa Ibom woman, who is a deeper life, a deepened Christian. Seyi Makinde, who also is a deep Christian, all of a sudden starts saying that, well, if that is what they want, let us give them now, Abi. If the law permits it. We know that there's Sharia in the Nigerian constitution. Yes, we know. Because the northern leaders had agenda right from day one, and I have never made a mistake by this thing, that the agenda of the north, northernization of the country, Islamization of the country, Fulanization of the country, has never been a mistake for 1 second. The intentionality of the north to retain power has never been mistaken. They don't joke with it though. The north will not be ready to go to school. They are not ready to acquire a skill. They don't even care about I want to become a pilot, I want to become a doctor. But there's one thing they never joke with: the political seat of power. They know they joke with them. That is why when you see any aboki, whether na shoemaker, whether na wheelbarrow pusher, or whether na akole are those that push carts, that debt collectors. When you ask him, that guy, come, where you're voting your PVC, I will give you 1.5. I bet you, in less than 30 minutes you go provide now. They don't joke with it. What does that tell you? It simply means that right from their infancy stage, it is a family ritual. They tell themselves that The reason why the North have not been sidelined in the Nigerian state is because we have been able to retain the political positions. So as a young child, when it comes to politics, don't joke with it. And your key instruments, your visa, your passport to always retain this political position is to have your PVC. This was what the British colonial masters told them when they were about to leave. They told them that in Nigeria today, you guys are behind educationally. You guys are behind in engineering and all forms of HDIs, human development indices. But there's one thing you guys should never be behind, and that is in terms of politics. You guys have the number. You guys might not necessarily send your children to school, but there's one thing you should tell your children: they should never joke with vote. They must always have their PVCs. They are so politically conscious. Politically conscious does not mean that they know what it means, what good governance means. But they are political conscious that when it is time for voting, if it takes all, it's going to take us 3 hours to stay under the sun, even though it is shining, hot, scorching sun. We go there until we vote. When we vote, our vote count, then we leave. Now our man go there. You can see the intentionality. Abi? So these are the things that scared Seyi Makinde that he was literally saying that now me talk am so then I was ignorant. I shouldn't have said that. They came to my office. You know, when they came to me, I told them if it is allowed in our constitution, then he just started changing his mouth. Everything just changed. All of a sudden, we saw that Seyi Makinde started talking like an ustaz. And of course, they clapped for him. That is the encroach, the stealthily, the strategic encroachment of the agenda into the southwest. The Yoruba political capital is Oyo State. We all know that. When the Yorubas were in their golden age, there was an empire called the Oyo Empire. The Oyo Empire faced several attacks from the Fulani'S under the Ali, the son of Uthman Danfodio. They attacked Oyo Empire for nothing less than 30 good years. The only place they were able to take away was Ilorin. When Afonja, because of his own power greed, sold his right to Ali. They helped him initially, but at the end of the day, we know what they did to him. They pied the guy, him. He erased everything that has to do with Yoruba in Ilorin. The only thing they left was the language. Today we have an emir. I don't know how Seyi Makinde has suddenly forgotten his own history. Why can't Oyo just remain circular? Why should a religion begin to have what we call preferential treatment, and then they start having a sense of superiority? Because when there is establishment of Sharia court here and there, it's going to spread like wildfire, and over time, the Christians will start feeling less of a religion in Oyo State. Because when you are having a conversation on altercation with a Muslim man, and you say you want to take him to the Nigerian court, or the normal civil court, they'll say, no, I'm a Muslim, I'll take me to a Sharia court. I don't want to go to this place. There are some sins that when you commit it, maybe you commit adultery in Sharia. As a married man, there's a level of consequences they'll give to you. They might probably tell you have to marry the woman. Since you committed an adultery, and that girl is not married, but now your own girlfriend, you can't carry the man go court. The man say, I'm a Muslim, I'm not going to the civil court, I want to go to Sharia court. Because he knows that the Sharia court will tell him that, well, compensate the guy, okay? But you have to marry the babe. And because he is covetous about the babe, he marry and home. What are you going to do about it? But when you take such a case to the civil court, I mean, we know what the civil court will do. He's going to get punished. He might even get in prison for 6 months. And then you get a fine. There won't be a compensation that he should marry the babe. So these are the arguments. The only thing I can see here, why Seyi Makinde is folding. You don't they fold like, what I want to call him now? You don't they fold like, this, when it touches water. Because his aspiration to run for presidency come 2027, we all know that Seyi Makinde will want to run, because by then his 8 years as the state governor of Oyo State will have elapsed, and he want to run for presidency or vice president, and he wouldn't want to be given that bad name. So because of that, he is now playing safe, ready to sell out his own people. Ah, God Almighty, who do us this thing for this place, for Yoruba land? Who do us? Why can't he be a Dapo Abiodun that Abiodun wrote a memo in reply to Sultan of Sokoto, an instructive one and a warning that, Oga, Sultan, now for not your power end, don't try it. Don't start pushing any divisive messages. Have the Yoruba Muslim ever for one day complained? When issues like these are welcome and then you allow it to fester, my brothers in Oyo will start to think that, this man is against us. So, hey, was it not in Oyo State that we saw an Afar that said that he does not bow down to kings? An Afar. He said that Afar is superior to my traditional king. Awo Kindo Bale Foba. That is what the Afar said. He said, Awo Kin Shekini, Awo Kindo Bale Foba. Because Afar ni olórí ọba. What does that mean? Let me interpret. A chief imam will not bow down for the king of the land, because the chief imam is the superior being to the king. Arguments, conflicts, confusion that will lead to what we call anarchy, when there is no respect for the supreme traditional leaders of the land. You are in my land. A foreign religion came. Now that foreign religion undermines my traditional rulership and power. And you think you will enjoy peace. That peace is just a mirage. This is why Seyi Makinde needs to be called to order. Oga, these are the places, are the point that I expect the religious settings that want the secularity of Nigeria to be maintained, or the CSOs, most especially in the South. I expect them to speak up, take this battle, because this is a long-term fight. Not be something we say by tomorrow. They are patient. Those that want to push this agenda are patiently waiting. When you allow them in, they are not going back. These people are like rats. When they find a small hole and they get into your room and they start feeding, they multiply, they welcome their boyfriends and girlfriends, they continue to multiply, and before you know it, they take over your land. In fact, you now become the squatter. Originally, you were the owner. All of a sudden, you find out that you are now the tenant. So we have to call Seyi Makinde. We need to call him and speak sense into his head. If you are just joining, please kindly like, subscribe, and share. Bye for now.
I came back from Ghana to Ibadan 2 a.m. this morning. And ìgbà tí mo wo Punch, I think it was Punch, I don't know. They said governor lọ sí court láti lọ ṣe interpretation the Sharia panel tí wọ́n ṣe ní Ọ̀yọ́. And first, anything tẹ́ bá rí nínú paper yẹn, that came from my chief press secretary, CPS. Yes, I've said something to Joe, but that is not my position. My position only pé tí thank God àwọn adájọ́ wà bí anything tó bá wà nínú constitution wa we will support. However, my own interpretation, because ó ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ everywhere, I made a statement gbà tí àti Muslim ni wọ́n wá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n wá sí office. I made a statement pé look, we shouldn't encourage discord no matter how little. The interpretation lọ́dọ̀ ti tèmi ò ní pé even in our families ó ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan ni à ń gbé lọ sí court nínú family wa àwọn èèyàn lè ní disagreement. The elders in the family, they call them wọ́n bá wọn dá sí tọ́lọ́ bá fún wọn yanjú wọn yanjú ẹ̀. So this particular Sharia panel, my interpretation is ẹni tó bá fẹ́ patronize ẹ̀ bóyá wọ́n jẹ́ mùsùlùmí ọ̀nà mùsùlùmí tí wọ́n fi pé alternative dispute resolution mechanism ni he will help the government. He will ensure pé iye cases tó lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn adájọ́ wa ó wà reduced. So we will encourage alternative dispute resolution mechanism. The only thing tí mo lè sọ ni pé if it's something to be enforced, then àwọn tó lè enforce anything ní the court recognized by the constitution.